Hammers up, everyone. Towelliee here, 11.2 PTR, the new raid, Manaforge Omega. We're looking at Loom'ithar. Creepy ass boss. I don't like spidery bosses, and you can't turn this one into a crab. But let's get right into it. This is the Mythic encounter that we did for raid testing earlier today. So this is the Mythic version. We've done Heroic. We killed Heroic. We did kill this Mythic one. So let's get right into it. Loom'ithar will spawn. She'll start casting Layer Weaving. Now on Heroic, there's a mechanic right before... well, I'm not... I think it's like, I don't know, a couple minutes into the fight maybe, where the tank has to take the frontal beam that they have, point it, you see my mouse up here, point it at one of the, I guess, what would you call these, like, I don't know, tethers? Can't see what they're named from here. And then you just kind of like Aranog in Vault of the Incarnates, you just want to DPS down the ad and then walk through. Now, on Mythic, there's 2 layers of these we'll just call them spider webs ads. I don't know what the fuck to call them, bro. Here we go. So you're gonna see our Blood Decay takes the first one, and he's gonna point it pretty much right over here. Okay, infused tangle. Okay, so we gotta get rid of the infused tangle. So there's gonna be 1 infused tangle there. And then now I need to take the second infused tangle. Now you don't want to pop this one up here. You want to pop the one in the second layer so you can create a exit for everyone once we DPS out. So you're going to see me kind of move to my right, align it right there. That's going to get rid of the second one. And now we just DPS those down. We walk through and we're good to go. And it's pretty cool. Now let me point something out. So this over here on the upper left-hand corner, I believe that is the Mythic mechanic. I believe those are called infused pylons. The way it reads here is that the chamber's arcane pylons pump energy into Loom'ithar through arcane beams, triggering an excess nova on contact. So now players have to basically stand within the beam, blocking its path, and you're also taking damage when you're blocking it. So I'm assuming they're just going to need heals from that. It does say the infusion pylon beams trigger a burst of arcane energy from within Loom'ithar, inflicting 1.1 million arcane damage to all players. Exposure to infusion pylons causes a target to take 100% increased damage from pylons for 10 seconds. So just no more pylon interrupting for them. So I'm assuming someone here is basically standing in the path of that. It does look like right here somebody is standing in front of it. But let's see, both tanks did their job. We broke through the barrier here. You got to dodge these little circles on the ground. Boom, boom, boom. Now, if by any chance you do get hit by these tangles here, you can immune out of it. I was able to free them out of it. I'm not sure if Tiger's Lust works. There's probably a bunch of abilities you can use to get out of it. But once again, most of my videos are from a tank perspective. So, yeah. So here we go. So we got rid of that. And now this whole part of the phase with the tanks having to point their frontal. And by the way, this frontal does a lot of damage. It's like, what kind of damage is it? I believe it's just like arcane damage. So you can see right there, someone is in the pylon. So I am currently, let's see if we can rewind that a little bit here. So you can see I'm kind of positioning myself to get ready to just kind of get rid of the first layer right there. So first layer is about to go. I pop a cooldown for that. It does hit hard. Like if you just take it without a CD, you're probably going to die unless you have the cheat death trinket. Other tank gets rid of the other barrier, and now we're good to go. So now we're going to break through this tangle. And we're going to break through the second tangle, and then we're just going to walk through. Now, after this, there's going to be a run out that we have to do here. So we're all going to run out. I don't know why I stayed in so long. Also watch out for like webbing on the ground back here. Take the portal, go back in, or the portal. Yeah, get back in there, and then we rinse and repeat. Now, this boss transitions at 50%. 50%, this part of the fight is pretty much over. You don't have to do this anymore. There you go. Move a little bit to my left. And obviously, no other DPS want to stand in front of this beam, or else they will probably die. Once again, it's a lot of damage. I think it's like 40 million damage. It's kind of hard to just take it without any cooldowns. Ardent Defender, Guardian of the Ancient Kings. Technically speaking, as a prop Paladin, and I will pause just to mention this, I don't suggest anyone try it, but if you do have Bubble Taunt and you do run Spell Ward, and you do run all the talents that reduce the cooldowns on that, you could probably solo all of phase 1 on your own with CDs. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't try. But I know you could definitely... I mean, there's no need to, but I mean, it's just one of those old niche things that probably Paladins can do. I mean, if you just want to spell ward or bubble taunt just to not take any damage at all, that's also fine too. I mean, I don't think you're really going to use spell ward anywhere else unless you're instructed by your raid leaders to do so. I mean, this is Mythic, so, you know, assignments can get a little bit complicated depending on what you need to do. So I think we're going to go through one more round here. There's layer weaving. We're going to point. And then we're going to point too. I'm already looking at where I want to go. I kind of want to go to this one right here. This one looks pretty sexy. A little bit to my right. And I didn't have anything there. I could have popped spell warning, but I didn't. Once again, this is all raid testing, so we're just kind of like feeling things out. But so far for Mythic raid testing on the first 3 bosses, not that bad. I mean, I would say this boss and the 3rd boss are pretty puggable. Believe it or not, the first boss might be a problem for some pugs. If you already watched the video on that, definitely let me know what you think in the comments. But, okay, so I just kind of missed the whole thing. So at 50%, she kind of like, I don't know. I think the way to describe it is like she rips a hole in her stomach and comes down. And now she's going to start with this big puddle on the ground. Now, from what we understand, this puddle is always growing throughout the rest of the fight. So right now, this is basically a DPS check. It's a fight to the finish. So what we do is we kind of want to minimize as much moving as possible, but we also want to kind of regulate where the puddles drop, because she will drop more puddles, you'll see here. So what you have to do here is she's going to do a frontal, and you have to split the frontal into 2 different groups. So we have groups 1 and 2 taking frontal 1, group 3 and 4 taking frontal 2. So I'm frontal 1. I start off with the boss here. Now I'm going to keep her here because she's going to spawn another puddle. We want that puddle to stack on top of this puddle. But it's very possible that us stacking this puddle on this puddle is causing the middle puddle to actually grow further. But I think it just grows further naturally. So Writhing Wave on me. Groups 1 and 2 are going to come in here. We're going to take this lovely frontal. Boom. Now, another change in Mythic is she does her ability called, here we go, Arcane Outrage. This is where she drops a puddle. So when she casts Arcane Outrage, she's going to drop a puddle under her body. Now she's going to cast Arcane Outrage, and now we're going to get all these circles under our feet. We just kind of want to spread. It's a lot of damage. It's pulsing damage, and then the final pulse. I feel like the final pulse does more damage. That's just me, though. So here, the second tank is going to go and going to take the second frontal. As you can see right now, the puddle's kind of growing from the one she just dropped. Now, ideally, you should be able to taunt mid-cast, and it works like 75% of the time, but there were other times where we would taunt mid-cast, and it would actually go to me or the other tank and then wipe the raid. So we kind of just decided, you know, right there I made a mistake. I kind of luckily I mid-cast taunted and it was okay. So I reported that bug already. Hopefully it gets fixed. So here we go. We're about to spread for the Arcane Outrage. As a tank, I'm just trying to make it to the end of the wall. And once again, another puddle drops. So now once we get out here, and this is a little risky for the melee, but I think they'll be all right. We're going to take that frontal. Boom. And now we're going to start moving in a counterclockwise position around the room. And if you're a prop pally, you know, do your best to, you know, give people some sacks, get some heals going out. But yeah, this kill was pretty clean kill. Because we did wipe a lot on purpose. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of the fight. I think it's a pretty fun encounter. I don't think there's anything really visually concerning about it. So far, the first 3 bosses have been very visually appealing in a way that not a lot of weak ores are really needed for anything. So, you know, the less weak ores we have to use, the better, I think, raiding environment we're going to have. But yeah, that's Loom'ithar on Mythic. Like I said, phase 1, intercept the beams from the boss for the infusion pylons, have the tanks do their job, and hit the right infused tangles. And then last phase, just spread out with the circles. Pretty simple. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the fight. Let me know what you guys think of the raid. Are you excited for 11.2, or are you all just waiting for fucking midnight? It could be that too. On to the next Mythic boss. Peace out.